Now, President Biden is in Angola for his first and only trip to Africa as president. During his visit, he will highlight a US loan for a new railway that will stretch 1,300 kilometers or 835 miles. It will connect mines in neighboring countries to the Angolan port city of Lobito. The project is seen as a challenge to China's dominance of the region's infrastructure. And the live pictures that you can see there on the screen are from the presidential palace, where Joe Biden should be arriving shortly to meet with the country's president, Joao Lourenço. Well, I've been speaking to our senior Africa correspondent, Anne Soy, and asked if the US can do enough to challenge China's growing influence on the continent.
They are doing something, and it is a major reset of the kind of engagements that they have had with the continent. From years past, it has been a lot to do with aid in health, in education, sort of the softer areas where you cannot really see physically the results. However, this is really taking on China on something that they have been doing over the last 20 years through their Belt and Road Initiative. Whether they are going to be replaced, not likely. And that is because even in this Lobito Corridor, this railway that you mentioned, Catherine, the Chinese were the first to rehabilitate it after the end of the war in 2002. They invested in it, they rehabilitated it. So we are entering a new phase of, relations with African countries where it is multipolar. It is not just one dominant force, but the US is certainly challenging China's growing influence.
And there are real issues and concerns around human rights violations in Angola. Is President Biden likely to raise this with the country's president?
So far, from the official communication that we have been receiving, there's barely been a mention of human rights, of rule of law, which is the traditional way the US also exercises its foreign policy, particularly with Africa. So he may mention the rule of law, but we do not expect that this is going to be the olden ways of, the big brother finger-wagging kind of diplomacy. We are past that, so he may mention it. We do not know, but it is not going to be as strongly worded as it would have been maybe 5-10 years ago.
And we talk a lot about the interests of the US, of China, of Russia. How about for African countries? What are they seeking to gain from this at the moment?
Well, we have at least 4 countries that are going to be impacted by this project directly. So that is the Democratic Republic of Congo, which is resource rich. Zambia as well. This railway is going to go all the way to the Copper Belt in Zambia, and Angola, which is the main country. And the plan eventually is to also extend this railway all the way across the continent to the Indian Ocean through Tanzania. So tomorrow we'll be having the heads of state from those 4 countries attending the events there.